Hello friends, I hope you are well. This is Luce Fleury Levi, founder of UniversalGraceFilmFeminine Foundation. I would like to introduce today my new book, These Men Who Love Too Little. Firstly, I wish to explain how I feel these men who love too little affect us all. Somewhere we are all victims of the egos of those who are in leadership when they allow their ego to control them. Unfortunately, power and control falls in the hands of those who love power and control. All of us who are looking for the highest good and working at growing spiritually in our best higher self version are not bothered about going around bullying people to grab control over their lives by force. So, if the gentle, universal loving are busy somewhere else, who is going to address the huge injustice and destructive chaos tyrannical egos have caused all around us? I am the first one to say we need to focus on the positive. However, we ought not hide our heads in the sand. We need to be aware of what is going on in the real 3D world around us, whether we like it or not, and expose what is hindering human progress toward the highest good. Not in a judgmental way, as we all agree, true unconditional universal love stands above the duality of good and evil, but with compassion and pointing at key solutions within such logics. I wish to quote here an extract of my book, These Men Who Love Too Little. Although we observe statistics and behavior, it is important to explain that this book is not about males and females. It is in fact about what we see as a deviation of the male ego and how it has affected our world. It is also helping us understand that our universe is all about balance, and that such extreme deviation has caused us all some harm because it has suppressed the feminine divine, the feminine principle, too long from her natural, dignified interaction to make things work for all. Without this balance between the feminine and the masculine, our humanity and our planet gets out of balance, so that all ends up in a chaos. It would be the same if a matriarchal society, hater of males, would take the power, as it would prevent the same precious balance to occur. Hence, although we need to observe male and female behavior, our discourse is never against any of them, but it is only exposing extreme deviations of the archetypes, male and female. Problems come from our egos, whether male or female ego. However, in this instance, since we have been living under patriarchal rule instead of living in an equal balance between genders for too long, we need to observe the consequences of such imbalance. We showed that imposing the rule of one type of ego on the universe is caused originally by a deviation of such ego and cannot be beneficial for anyone, most of all for those who have allowed their own ego to control them and consequently all the others they wish to dominate. I wish to explain here that we need to observe all this from this neutral, benevolent perspective, which is to heal humanity by reestablishing the needed balance to heal. As a feminine, I believe that true romantic love essence is a foundation root of love between males and females. The majority of causes of divorce originate in the lack or loss of such quality of love. I will explain later what I mean by true romantic love essence, as it is not a syrupy romance emanating from a deviation of the female ego or a vicious conception of false pornographic romance coming from a deviation of the male ego. Unfortunately, sexual promiscuity, orgies, moral decadence, etc. has contributed to destroy pure romance essence. The root of our current chaos comes from the falsity the patriarchal abuse is based on, as we will see. So my friends, I feel that I have now to read you my short foreword to end this short video. Short foreword from the writer. I wish to thank you for buying this book with a good intention of reading it, as this will help towards a dialogue on new fresh ground of real equality between males and females after centuries of oppression of females under patriarchal dogma. I might at times shock some through the pages of this book, but it is simply because I wish to honestly open up the old wound, to cleanse it and finally give it a chance to heal. If some label me a hater of men, it would be totally misreading me and not knowing me as a person. I am the eternal romantic feminine being in love with love, and not only am I happily married with a good man, but I tend to get on very well with my wonderful male friends and spiritual brothers. I say I am happily married, although my beloved husband Peter left us too soon for our heavenly home, but we are still one spiritually, and for this reason I now sign Lucy Pete, as I always wish him to be remembered. So it is true that where I am he is, and vice versa. The teachings of Swedenborg concerning spiritual marriage can explain a bit more what I mean. In these terrible, painful times, I have started to write a tribute to my beloved husband Peter and to our mutual universal love, which is called Where Eagles Stand. However, I am so cruelly missing his physical presence in our world that it is much too heartbreaking to keep writing it at the moment. I actually believe many good men are too suffering from the falsity tyrannical patriarchal dogma has brought upon all of us, and they sometimes are its first victims. It is as sad for intelligent males to watch the retarded, dark Peter Pan syndrome at work, as it is for us females to endure its tyranny. But please be my guest and come explore a feminine perspective. Much love, Sister Lucy Pete.